King Charles is said to secretly believe that his cash-strapped younger brother, Prince Andrew, has no long-term future at his Windsor palace. This comes despite reports that the pair have reached a deal over the royal lodge. Sources said the King granted the Duke of York permission to remain indefinitely at the 30-room royal estate after attempts to evict him and his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson earlier in the year. Welcome to Royal Experts. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any news about the British royal family. Charles wanted them to move to a smaller place, like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's old home, Frogmore Cottage. Despite this agreement, the Royal Lodge is experiencing damp issues and requires multi-million-pound repairs. The Daily Mail quoted royal sources as saying that Andrew, 63, is not realistic about the cost of living there the way he used to. The Duke was forced to step down from public duties due to the Jeffrey Epstein scandal and no longer receives his annual allowance of around £250,000 because he is not a serving royal. Earlier this year, he was said to be confused and despondent because he had not received any inheritance from Queen Elizabeth II. Although Andrew remains determined to fund the necessary repairs to the Royal Lodge, a family friend said, "I'm afraid it's all cloud cuckoo land. No one, least of all His Majesty, believes there is any realistic long-term chance of a Duke York was able to keep the Royal Lodge's roof over it. His head. It is a huge property and estate that requires a great deal of maintenance." Another source told the newspaper's royal editor Rebecca English, "In all honesty, I did not expect to see the Duke of York living at the Royal Lodge long-term. If he can pay for the upkeep, he would be welcome to stay. But the chances of that happening are, frankly, remote. He and the Duchess are touring a huge estate that they simply cannot afford. The King cannot evict his brother because Andrew took over the late Queen Mother's Grade II listed estate from the Crown Estate in 2004 on a long-term lease and has financed multi-million-pound renovations. If King Charles persuades him to move, the Crown Estate could end up being she owes Andrew money. It is clear that the Duke is not going to put up a fight, one source said. This will probably all end in tears. It probably will. Last year, Andrew agreed to an out-of-court settlement with Virginia Giuffre in a civil sexual assault case linked to the Epstein scandal. The sum is thought to have been around £12 million, of which £2 million was said to have come from his mother, Queen Elizabeth. He also sold a chalet in the Swiss Alps that he bought for more than £8 million in 2015. At the time, the disgraced Duke said he regrets his association with Epstein and commends the courage of Ms. Giuffre and the other survivors in standing up for themselves and others. Thank you for watching to the end.